All right, time to prep for the messy stuff. Got to tape off everything, paper, drop cloth. My plan is to come spackle everything, fill all the holes, let it dry, come back, sand everything, wipe everything down, and then spray it all, paint it all. Gotta tape off the stairs, gonna leave that unfinished wood. Gotta leave the shelf in there unfinished. This is all gonna be white, railing's gonna be white. Everything on the stairs besides the tread is gonna be white. So I gotta spray the inside. We're gonna paint the back wall last after we make a mess with this spray. I'm doing a Swiss coffee, which will match actually the walls, so it'll look fully integrated into this room. And then we'll do a pop of color, pinks, maybe some greens, and then we're gonna do that flower box in the front, which will be a pop of green and some flowers. Back wall is gonna be pink. On the top, we're gonna do like a little bit of a scallop trim, kind of the nonsense stuff right now, just prepping everything, so let's work it. This preparation step is usually the worst, but it is the most important, and it'll make your life a lot easier if you take time with it. Had some leftover dried egg spackle. Goes on pink, dries white. I'm gonna fill all the holes that I feel like filling. Gotta fill some holes. Take my putty knife and make a nice clean edge on this curve. Same with this side here. It's all aesthetics. I'm not that too worried about it, to be honest, but I'm gonna make it look as good as I can, and then sand it all down. So fill some holes, baby. I'm mostly using my finger to apply the spackle, but you can use a putty knife for larger gaps to fill and smooth out. This step is pretty grueling, but it will make your finish look a lot better. All right, man. Brutal. Got all or most of the nail holes filled with spackle on literally every part of this project, from the ceiling to the trim to the window. That was fun. So we're gonna give it another 20-30 minutes to dry up. It took me a while to do this whole thing, so this first side is essentially done. It's essentially dry, but give it another 30, take a break, have a beer. And then I'm gonna come back and get my vacuum, hook it up to my sander, get my mask, and just go to town, get everything all smoothed out and ready for paint. The last thing I have to do is tape off the treads of the stairs, because I'm going to be leaving those like an unfinished wood. Everything else is going to be white. Man, it's the not so fun part. See you in a little. All right, time to sand all this stuff. Got my shop vac hooked up to my sander, orbital sander. Got the mask, man, I'm about to pass out. Well, what else is there to do? Gotta do it. Alright, Mom! What else you do?
When the violence caused such silence, who are we mistaken? But you see, it's not me, it's not my family. In your head, they are fighting with their tanks and their bombs and their bombs and their bombs. In your head, they are crying. In your head.
Oh, yeah, no, father. So I'm still planning on spray painting this whole thing, so I'm just taping off this stair tread, because that's going to stay natural wood color. Make sure you go above and beyond with your tape and paper. You won't regret it. So pretty much everything's going to be white. Railing, face, railing, side, inside, ceiling. So I think we're just going to go to town. Just I have this plug-in sprayer. Probably a little bit of a bigger job for that, but we'll make it work. We're all sanded, prepped, and ready for paint. I got everything taped off. What I'm gonna do is spray a coat of white on basically everything. Ceiling, front, side, railings. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm using this Graco airless paint sprayer. It's the plug-in model. This is definitely the biggest project I've used it on, so we'll see how it holds up. If you haven't seen these before, you basically pour your paint into this canister, locks onto the bottom here. You prime your pump and then you go ahead and spray. Yeah, hoping this does the trick, but we'll see. Probably should turn the fan off. I'm gonna use this filter mask again, have the window open for some ventilation, but I'm sure it'll get a little bit cray in here. I got this gallon from Lowe's, just the interior paint and primer, doing a Swiss coffee. Probably should move my coffee. Gonna grab a towel, see how much paint I can get on myself today. So this part just threads on. This is the air evac valve. You're gonna open that. You're gonna keep this at the highest point. You hear that? You're gonna squeeze all the air out. Now all the air is out of our system. I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in. Forward spray, put in the prime position, turn it to 10, high speed, run it for 5 seconds into a bucket. Give it a go. Forgot to put my mask on. Try it again. Smell that? Paint fumes. Got everything all painted. Oh my jaw. Probably missed a bunch of spots. Got crazy in here. I don't know if this is a great idea. I mean, I guess it's a lot easier than taking a roller or paintbrush. Probably should have done a little more prep work with the drop cloth situation. Maybe bought a couple of drop cloths for the whole entire carpet because I'm sure I'll have some paint on the carpet, but what can you do? Railings painted, fronts painted, my feet are painted, my hands are painted. I ran out basically halfway through the last ceiling. Only bought a gallon of paint, thought it would be plenty. The sprayer does go through a good amount. You know, we learn as we go. I don't know if I'm gonna wanna do another coat, to be honest. I might just do one on the front or some of the railings, but yeah, let it dry. I don't know. I'm gonna have to air this thing out for a while. Oh, Charlotte could sleep in here tonight. Now for some of the fun part, the detail and decorating. We decided to do kind of like a scallop trim on the top of the window. Trying to figure out how deep to make it. I think I'm gonna go with a 4-inch profile from the ceiling. I'm gonna go ahead and rip this down and then take my jigsaw and hopefully do a clean job. So I got my piece ripped down, got my circles or half circles drawn. Just a matter of cutting this as precise as possible. I got a fresh blade on my jigsaw and just take my time. This will be my template to cut my other ones, so try to make it perfect. So the key to this is just a fresh blade and taking your sweet time. Ultimately is these little designs that are gonna really pop and make this princess bedroom project stand out. All right, now we're gonna build the flower box. I'm gonna use this scrap 1/2-inch plywood, 34 inches wide and 4x4. Then I'll just paint it probably the same color as the window and put some plants in it. So I'm gonna rip down these boards, cut them to size, and then glue them up. Rip it, rip it, rip it real good. So I kind of changed the design a little bit of these flower boxes. I'm gonna use this 2x4 that I ripped down to 3 inches to essentially mount it to the window. 1/2-inch plywood is gonna be the face of my box that I'm gonna nail to that 2x4. For each side, I cut down these. Gonna build my box around this guy. So I'm gonna use pocket holes here to mount it to the window. Just drilled all the pocket holes and thought the camera was on. Now you just want to take your time and sand all these pieces nice and smooth to hold the paint. All right, to mount our flower box, we're gonna find the center of the window. And these pocket holes are already drilled. I'm gonna mark my center of my 2x4. 5 1/4. So I've got my center line marked on my 2x4, my center line marked on my window. Oh yeah, so put our second screw in. Solid. Like I said before, we're gonna use 1/2-inch ply to build the frame of the box. Planter base. I'm just checking and rechecking that my mount for my flower box is nice and level, so nothing stands out to the naked eye. Now we're gonna put the face of our board on using our handy dandy nail gun. All right, got the first coat on the flower box. Already looking pretty good. Kind of coat and a half, let it dry and hit it with another coat. Filled my patches with paint. The window's starting to look a lot cleaner, especially on camera. If you look in person, there's definitely flaws, but I'm gonna touch it up just a little more with paint and then be done with this paint. Can't wait. What color?
Pink.
Pink. Time to paint the back wall. We got our rollers. We got our help. Try not to make too much of a mess.
How about I do this side and you do that side?
That's a good plan.
I'm already painting.
What do you think? Alright, paint's done on the top there. Didn't mess anything up too bad. And on the two bottom walls, got the pink. I'm sweating. Alright, got our pink wall painted with the help of my personal assistant. Only a little bit of straggling paint on the bed and the railing that I'm gonna have to gloss over with some white. But other than that, I think it was a success. Gonna let it dry for a little bit and then we're gonna do the ripping of the tape, the reveal. The bulk of the paint is been completed. Now, just the finishing touches. Keep on keeping on. The other big part being the bottom. Obviously, we have yet to dabble in the desks. We're gonna build floating desks underneath. But other than that, we're just waiting on actually implementing the plan and putting Olivia in this room with her sister. By the time I'm finished, they might have outgrown this already, but we're almost there. I can see the light. I can see the light.